Did anyone order a cleric with a side of sass? If so, I'm Dahlia Ablon. Wow, how do I keep this short and sweet? I grew up in the poor sector of New Averant and took care of Papa after my mother died when I was 6. Papa was not well after she passed, so I bounced around waitressing and spent any of my free time at the Temple of Cocobio since he helped me feel close to my mama. But it was hard making ends meet as a barmaid, so after some encouragement from my best friend Silic, I enlisted as a cleric in the Order of the Fallen Star. Next thing I know, I'm across the realm with a team of strangers that have quickly become my family. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? Ready for things to take a sharp left? Okay, let's see. Turns out Cocobio, the goddess of moon and stars, is not the most virtuous angel that we thought, and well, neither is New Averant. After defecting from the church and the government, I learned that Gladlin, the god of fate, is only a slightly less destructive hot mess. And now we're on god number 3, Halasna, goddess of sun and life. As Horai now travels the world as adventurers for hire. So far, so good there. I would totally hate if something bad were to happen to her. Oh wait, there's more. How could I forget? Turns out my mother descends from a long line of devil royalty, and not just any royalty, the Deimos clan, aka the Lord of the Shadowfell. My lineage gives me this devil form I can transform into, a natural foresight gift, or curse if you ask me, and a boatload full of family drama. I discovered I have a half-brother named Silic. Yeah, that's Silic. My mother at some point has been resurrected from the dead, and oh yeah, Deimos wants to use me as a conduit for his armies to infiltrate and conquer the Averant realm. Almost forgot to mention that part, it kinda haunts my dreams a lot. But it's not all doom and gloom in my world, promise. No, really, I have wonderful friends, hilarious and fun adventures, and I may have just met the love of my life amidst it all. Ejodakash is the only person I've ever met to stand right in the face of danger and swing his sword without a second thought. With as much fire and brimstone looming over our heads, I couldn't imagine living in a world without him and our friends by my side, and keeping me sane. So whatever New Averant, the gods, Deimos, or fate seem to have planned for all of us, I know that Horai will be ready to face it together. Because if we go down, we won't go down without a fight. We got this, right? Right?
I never put much stock in families. My own sold me off to the black market to make money off the child with wings. I was nothing but a skinny street kid with broken wings from trying to escape. That is, until the Order of the Fallen Star Soldiers rescued me. My heroes in blue. I aspired to be like them and one day meet the big 3, Soma, Geneva, and Aegis. My life turned around and I worked hard night and day to hone my skills and be the best soldier I could. I usually worked on my own until I was paired up with the most peculiar group of people. We were sent on some quests, our base was attacked, and I died. But don't worry, Dahlia brought me back. I think I could actually consider her my first true friend. Gaiju and Dira also quickly wormed their way into my guarded heart as our adventures continued. My world turned a little upside down at that point as we encountered creatures and were hounded by the gods. I'm starting to think my little group is a god magnet, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. Anyways, one of these gods, Luna, decided that I would be a good stand-in for her and transferred her powers over to me. I met her sisters, which seem like major bitches, and I keep getting asked if I would choose peace or war, and quite frankly, I'm tired of it. And I would rather continue being the best soldier I can, which turned out to be not that great. My friend may have accidentally transformed into a slightly terrifying demon, which forced us to defect. But one of the big 3, Soma, also defected, and it turns out so did his brother. So maybe my past heroes were not all they cracked up to be. I wish I could say things went well from there, but somehow myself, Dira, and Treya were transported 10 years in the future, while Gaiju, Dahlia, and our new friend Apollo were left behind. For us, no time had passed, but the rest of Horiath was stuck living in the past 10 years searching for us. We finally found each other just as Geneva, another of the big 3, found us and was not very friendly. A few murders later, and we were free of her wrath. Soma found us again, and I'm glad he did. He's not as bad as Dahlia makes him seem. In fact, I think he's pretty sweet, and not too bad looking. Oh, and he gave me a gorgeous locket before leaving again. I guess I'm able to talk to him through it, which is nice. Anyways, Horiath ventured to the Shadowfell to save Apollo, who's now Hades, from Dahlia and Silic's evil grandfather. I was again hounded with that peace or war question. Obviously, peace is not an answer in our line of work as trouble keeps finding us. I think war might be our only option to protect my team, who has taught me what a family should be. Honestly, I can't even imagine my life without them. I've gone through a few changes recently. I couldn't tell at first, but the team seemed pretty concerned. I don't know why, since it's just a little hair and makeup change. Well, maybe my eyes changed a bit as well, but it's not that noticeable. At least Soma seems to like it.
I'm Dara Mullane from Currants Gap. My family's been the town blacksmith's time out of mind. So that's what I learned, and what I thought I'd always do. My little brother Aiden, though, he was different. Don't even know where he got half the books he read, and nobody ever really understood what he was on about. Some folks got more patience for that than others, and some don't have nothing better to do but make trouble. Fenton Antery was one of those. His daddy owned the mine. He figured that meant he owned the rest of us, too. One night, Fenton had been wasting time and his daddy's money in the tavern. Took some kind of personal offense from Aiden just being Aiden. My brother was on the ground when I got there, and, well, it's kind of a blur after that till they dragged me off. I'm told Fenton ain't never been the same since. With what passed for justice in the mountains back then, that was more than enough to get me clapped in irons and shipped off to some other mine. It was 12 years before the new Aberrant soldiers came and told us the mine bosses weren't going to be a problem anymore. Whatever we were in for, we would be forgiven and we'd be free right then and there if we joined up. Seemed like an easy choice, to be part of the folks aiming to bring peace and justice. And for a while, it made sense. I even heard my brother got to go off to some fancy school to learn magic. I swore my oath to Kokobiel, angel of the moon and stars. Only it turns out she ain't what she's supposed to be, and neither is New Aberrant. It's all complicated. And my team, right? Well, they're mostly all smarter than me, but even I could tell when there wasn't no choice but to leave. So we did, and here we are. What happens next? Well, that's anybody's guess.
As the story of Arachnaguy once said, who am I? You sure you want to know? The story of my life is not for the faint of heart. If somebody told you it was a happy tale, if somebody said I was just your average guy, not a care in the world, somebody lied. My name is Apollo. Abandoned by my mother at the Silverleaf Institute. As a baby, I grew up never knowing her or my father. I grew up living and learning all that I could from the school. Everyone was great. Well, not everyone. Well, really only a few people were nice. The Institute housed the wealthiest of children, mostly. The ones that could afford prodigious education, at least. Because I was an orphan that the school took in, I was seen as an outcast. And even worse, due to my abnormal tiefling appearance with wings and tail, I was seen as a freak. I spent most of my days with my head down and my nose in a good book. Books are wonderful. They show you amazing worlds and lead you on amazing adventures. Oh, just like my one favorite story, Shriek, where he goes on an adventure with his reluctant friend Mule and Shortbread Guy. Sorry, I get a bit carried away. Things went well until one day a lad in my studies picked a fight with me. It was then that I discovered I had magical aptitude and at the same moment lost control of it. A fireball erupted from me and exploded in an area around me. Due to my tiefling heritage, I was only slightly hurt, but the boy who started it all wasn't so lucky. The boy's family wanted me expelled from the Institute, but Professor Durnick fought to have me stay. The tribunal agreed to allow it, but he was to watch over me and make sure I never used my magic again. He agreed to do so, but in secret trained me to control my powers. It was mildly successful, but I still lose control from time to time. Years passed, and one day I overheard the tale of a woman who was kidnapped and taken to a cave. I felt this was my time to finally become the hero I always read about. Little did I know I would get lost inside cave. But I would meet my found family. We've had so many adventures since, and things have been great. Well, that is until half of them disappeared. Pulled through time, and I was unable to stop the magic, and it broke me. And that's when I came to take the lead. Nice to meet you, finally. I'm Hades, Apollo's other half. See, Apollo is very innocent and has a hard time dealing with extreme stress. During a few majorly stressful moments in his life, I've taken...
All right. Welcome back to the Nerdy Playbook. I just noticed that for some reason our character cards aren't being shown. I don't know why. But
Who are we?
who am I? Oh, there we go. Okay, it's starting up. Welcome back, Blades of Bahamut. Not too much to talk about, so we're just gonna jump right in. I want to make sure audio is working good before we begin. Sounds like I'm good on my end. All right. When we were last together, you all made it pretty far away from the battle that ensued. 2 weeks have passed, with a voyage that wasn't as treacherous as it could have been. A few storms that have hit the ship, but no time was lost. Repairs were made on the fly, but it is holding on just luck at this point. Both finding the destination and needing to make port to eventually go find repairs. Based on a suggestion given both by Silic and Soma, there is a harbor on the other side of Nelithir that specifically works with knights and swordsmen, but doesn't specifically go towards any nationality or kingdom. Therefore, freelancers know of this person named Pouvier, a old blue dragonborn. Bumleg has this very extravagant cane. As you guys get in as close as you can, but aren't able to bring the ship in all the way, as it is a very shallow harbor meant for more fishing boats. You got to take the long boat to get in. While your guys are discussing, Silic just decides to say, fuck it. He knows where this is. He knows this place. And he decides to jump in the water and immediately swims there. Followed in tow by Ren, who shadow steps their way there. Silic immediately reintroduces himself to what seems like an old, losing a little bit of memory, Pouvier. As you're able to see from the distance, it is a very, very small, simple, cut into the woods harbor town. And when I say town, I say that very, very lightly, as you don't even see houses. You just see 5 different businesses: a shanty, a small inn, what looks like just a regular shop of wares. There might be something further in, but you don't see it. You see 2 paths, one that go further in and then one that goes into the hills. Immediately, you lose contact with Silic as he's so far away, and he immediately just kind of wraps his arm around Pouvier and immediately walks in to go get a drink. I'm going to say, due to context, unfortunately, we do not have Ren tonight. They are not feeling real good. So a lot of times when Ren is not here, they like to scout. So we're going to have Ren scout ahead. So Ren's immediately, again, just notice that no one's really paying attention and is going to be like, all right, I'm going to... And immediately just disappears within the shadows of the forest. And you know that Ren does this once in a while, and eventually they'll bring in you some kind of recon. So... the rest of you are still on the ship. Up until Silic jumped in the water, you were kind of planning ahead. So, we'll leave off from there.
So I'm just kind of looking, follow, basically, we were basically like in mid-sentence, and Silic just said, screw this, and took off, and watch him. I'll go. He's talking to somebody. Nobody's killing him. Oh, look, there goes Ren. And the person he's talking to goes in somewhere with him. Well, I guess that's a good sign. Don't look like they're arguing.
Did we at least follow and maybe sit off to the side and kind of overhear or listen?
Yes.
I'll allow the group to give me an investigation check of what you can determine with the town from the distance of the ship.
That should be fun. Investigation is always fun. 12.
15.
Okay, I was just told that Amanda sounds quiet.
I think it I think it's
Is that better?
I think it's your mic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Goes
try to
far
be
away.
subtle.
I thought it might have been me, but okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so I heard Dira's check. What were the others?
15.
15.
22.
And Hades?
I wanted 5.
Okay. Working together to kind of get a lay of the land. Like I described, as far as you can first see, are just the 5 businesses that are here. They're kind of like semi-factory size, so they just look like just big, huge, just simple shanties. Based off the crowd that's going in and out, it seems like 50-60% are Dragonborn. The other 40% seems to be Drows, Wood Elves, and a couple Goliaths. Based off what you can tell from the group checks, minus having maybe some spears for fishing or some daggers for filleting, there are no actual like people equipped with what you would assume is actually weapons for war, other than just, surviving. There are a couple people that are wearing armor, but they don't look pristine. Maybe they could be magical, but they might just be there for, I got this once upon a time and I'll wear it till I die.
Hades in his coat. That's you in 50 years.
No. None of those guys have a sweet angel girlfriend. That's all I'm saying.
I think Hades is starting to smell very fresh at this point.
Just like
Would he really
spritz
smell?
incense
I'd love to
or
dish it back to him.
perfume.
I mean,
That wasn't mentioned as a thing that the coat takes care of.
yeah, it does not take care. I mean, like, he doesn't have to sleep, he doesn't have to eat, but the body
ever
still
takes off. Nobody takes off their armor or magical items, so we all rank then.
Yes, exactly.
That's true. Yeah, you all. I mean, yeah. You guys would all follow the same thing. If you guys don't take them off once in a while,
Speak for yourselves. I got bullied by 2 people last session into taking a bath, so I smell great.
Yeah, I mean, I do kind of assume that we, bathe off screen.
Oh yeah. It's just
I don't
it's just
actually
been apparent
usually
to
sleep
Hades
in
that
my
you never
armor
take-
unless,
Yeah.
for example, we got attacked by a dragon the night before, the day before.
Sure.
Hate when that happens.
Okay.
I'm just
So are we
quietly
rolling on
looking
over?
between Zephinia and Dira because they seem like they're calling more shots as of cool. I'm cool with that.
So should we go up? I mean, was Silic going to tell us what's going on? He didn't say nothing.
Can he cast the mind thing that you do, Dahlia? Or
He has Sending Stone.
Sigh and fish out my sending stone and be like, I'm going to assume it's either safe for us to come ashore or you're dead.
You immediately get like a very like excited Silic's like, yeah, what are you guys doing over there? Come on, come join the party.
Waiting for you to tell us that it's safe. So, okay.
So it's all right?
He just kind of stops. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. He sounds very giddy.
All right, so we go about getting the longboat out, and
Okay.
I guess have the 4 of us, and take Arthur's side real quick. And it looks like my was already talking to folks about getting supplies, so what do you think she should come over with us?
So it's safe if the wheel on the deck of us.
Your favorite.
Which one?
Which one?
Oh, that Phil.
Yeah.
It's someone on the deck.
Yeah, it's someone on the deck with us.
I'm like, there's a lot of NPCs people.
Can't talk. Can't be straight about there.
Everyone's ride or die. Most of us are on die, but one person's ride.
Yeah, no, he's. I mean, almost all the crew, including Soma, is on the deck. Even Nyx came up for a little bit. It looks like maybe she was on the side, kind of like hugging Silik goodbye before he jumped in the water randomly.
So yeah, I'm getting Arthur's opinion about who should go ashore to stock up.
I mean, do you want to send some of the crew?
Might be a good idea. They know better. They know best what we need.
Okay. He immediately just kind of points at 3 of them, and immediately, and he kind of like whispers to you, "Are you all going as well?"
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The captain is assembling the crew. 1, 2, 3. You 3, with her. Create yourself a list. Get the rest from the crew. Supplies, food, anything we need to fix up the ship. Get all the prices. Grab some currency. And work with the captain. So immediately they just kind of bow in front, and they immediately go down to the rooms to change into proper attire that's more for land than sea, and then grab like some bags and like some trading materials and some gold.
Rowing safely over there?
What's that?
Say what?
Are we rowing safely over there?
Once everybody's ready.
So the people that are going with you is going to be Anaro. She is the Azamar there. She's the one that repairs the ship. Gonna send Gantar, who is the Raven. He's a Raven Master. He's the one that sends all the messages. He's gonna get more feed, and then we'll send out Alera. She's the one who is also the Bookmaster, and she's the one that kind of cleans up after, like, mostly she's been taking care of the mess that like Hades is leaving behind with books and stuff like that.
All right. So we're going to be headed for, I guess it looks like some kind of inn or tavern. So if you need anything from us, come get us there.
All right.
Otherwise, I trust y'all to know what you need.
All right. You all start heading your way over to the singular dock to get on. No one's there to greet you. It sounds like there's quite a soiree going on at, like, not the first shanty, but right behind it, where you assume Silik went to. As immediately your 3 crewmates immediately get off and start going different directions, so they seem to try to look around to kind of get a lay of the land. And they start heading off with a plan of attack.
I'll make my way to go find Silik.
Okay.
Going with.
Make sure he's not getting into too much trouble.
All right.
I swear if he's partying.
Sounds like he is. So.
As you
That's fair.
As you start walking closer into this small village town, you start noticing that, like, the front of it is hiding the back of it. So the front 5 businesses are so tall that you didn't notice that there was actually a small, maybe 20 house village behind it, but it's still very small. But you do hear a ruckus coming from the building that you saw Silik and Puvere go into, as it's almost like going into like an Irish like tavern on St. Paddy's Day, where there seems to be like the local songs, the singing, and just a loud, just bustling of music. See lights just kind of candlelit inside, and you hear just music of what sounds like different viols and drums inside.
Very much like business in the front, party in the back.
I
Mullet
think
bill.
Right.
Well,
This
definitely
one,
not-
quite what I expected.
No.
Okay.
You see Silik?
As you enter, and I need everyone to give me a perception check to see if, or investigation check, I'm sorry, to see if you can find Silik in this crazy packed place.
There's a lot more people here than I expected.
It is a large squared off building. But
Natural 1 for a 0.
Now, I also got a natural 1 for 6.
Oh no!
No.
I got
We're gonna spend
19.
half the session
19.
trying to find someone.
And what about
Was it
Dahlia?
investigation?
Yeah.
17.
Okay.
Deer and I immediately get lost.
Yeah, you immediately like, walk
Poke each
in
other in the eye.
and
We
almost
barely can't stay with you.
like there's like a dance going on in this whole place. The whole place is like a dance floor, and people like grabbing arms and going around. And like immediately as the group comes in,
Whoa!
immediately Dira and Zephynia randomly like arms locking with you, and then you're just forced to like a dance.
Whoa! All right.
It'll be fun.
I watched him
Hades,
get carried away.
Hades and Dahlia, you do spot Silic. He's kind of like semi-middle of the room. He's kind of like maybe like 2/3 in on the opposite wall. And it looks like he is hanging out with what looks like Pouvier. It looks like a female, you assume maybe a high elf, and then what looks like some kind of Ginthanki. And they're all already looking pretty drunk. In fact, it looks like most of the people in this establishment are pretty drunk.
For like 20 minutes.
Most of them. Good on.
Silic needed this clearly. Damn.
He's been cooked
It's
up.
boys' night because he's away from the wife.
I'll lean over to Hades, be like, do we let them have his fun, or do we go bother him now? Do we need to bother him at all?
I mean, as long as our people are getting the supplies to fix the ship, or if he's making a deal to have someone fix it, I don't really know if we need to.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna walk my ass to the bar and order 2 ales. Actually, I'll order 4. Yeah, we'll go 4.
4 ales as immediately this what seems like a very stocky dwarf immediately walks up and immediately just takes just random just steins off the counter. Don't know if they're clean or not. Immediately just flips open a tap, fills them all the way up, just slaps them, closes them down, and just slides them right to you.
If Hades follows me over, I'll slide one over to him.
It is frothing over. It is sloppy, and it looks like this countertop hasn't been cleaned all day. Looks like they clean up at the end of business, but looks like they don't bother cleaning throughout the day.
You know this ale's about to slap.
No dancing on the bar.
There's like cracked nuts all over the place. No one's cleaning it up. The place is a mess.
I'll slide him his ale. I'll pick up mine. I'll turn at the counter, and I will watch Zephynia and Dira fight for their lives on the dance floor.
Okay.
And wait
He's
for them.
not doing good right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of circling. Wings are going everywhere.
Oh. Just trying to keep my feet.
As people are dancing, you're noticing that they all have, or at least most of them have, some kind of ale with them. Maybe some wine of some kind or port. So as hopping and dancing, alcohol is flying in the air. I need both Zephynia and Dira to give me a dexterity check just to make sure you're dodging random alcohol hitting your face.
This isn't gonna go very well.
My
It was
dex
a
is
check.
at least better than my investigation.
13?
13.
That's another natural one for
my
it
God.
too.
No!
All right, Dira, then I need you to give me a Constitution check, please.
Oh god, come on. Come on, dice. Stop it. And that is a 2 for a 4.
Okay, so as you're dancing, alcohol is flying in the air. Zephynia, you're able to kind of like look out and you're like kind of like dodging. Maybe it's getting like some of your clothes, but it's not like hitting like your face or anything like that. Dira, you are like, you're like hopping all over the place, and immediately like you're just like losing it, and also you just don't notice like splashing what you think is like water at first, but it's like, oh no, and then at that point you start getting really woozy and very, very, very tipsy as you're being lifted up and down, up and down. Yeah, you're drunk.
Oh.
No!
Right.
The dice give it, and the dice take it away.
And then the dice take it away some more.
The ale itself It's the same pretty much for everybody. They have really just two different kind of ales, and they're pretty similar. It's just like a very, very thick, dark ale. It's not like really rich or anything like that. It's definitely a cheaper ale, but it's not like, it's not crap. You know, it's only a couple copper, so it's what you pay for. But it's mostly what you lose in quality you get for the size. You're getting like these big, huge, like Murph size steins.
What's Hades doing right now?
He's just sitting there, like, holding his drink, like, back to the bar, like, with you, and just watching.
Do we want to go fight off someone for a table? Think we might be here for a while. And I gestured at Dira.
Looking around, is there any actual tables, like, open, or does it just seem like everybody's got one? Or is there even one able to get to?
No, there are tables open. At this point, you don't know if maybe some tables were used and people are dancing now, but there's so many people on the floor now that there are open tables, and if you feel so inclined, you can just kind of like move some dirty plates out of the way and just take a table.
I mean, we can attempt to go get one.
I'm assuming they're still on the dance floor and they haven't claimed their alcohols that I bought them. So I'll take those two in one hand, mine, and I'll follow Hades over to an empty table.
Okay. Zafrini and Dira, give me just a perception check. Dira with disadvantage because you're intoxicated, to see if you can notice where your allies are going.
Four.
I'm here for this adventure. Can't hear you.
Oh, you're muted.
3.
3. Okay.
Oh no.
Whether you're
The other
enjoying
one
this
was a
dance
5,
or not,
so-
like things are moving so fast, and you're thrown into this so
I'm just
abruptly.
trying to keep my feet.
Yeah, you don't know where anybody is. It's like you think you spot them
joy.
once, and then all of a sudden, like someone jumps in your way. It's like I don't even know where that was. You know, like you can't replicate the spot twice. But
I'm getting a hang of this dance. And
like as soon as you try to like get yourself out, another person like grabs your arm and starts creating like the big huge worm of a circle, and then it's like does like the big train.
What's the occasion?
No occasion. We just do this every night.
How are y'all still alive?
We do this every night.
Got a retirement location.
Write that in there.
Oh yeah, it's going on the quote.
Dahlia and Hades, you do find yourself a table. Relatively clean. You're able to just kind of like stack up some plates and put next to the table, and you're able to find yourself to another table, and you're able to find yourself like a 6-person round table. It's a little crowded. Like it might be better for like 4, but there's 6 chairs there.
Do you want me to go get them? Should we give them some time?
I'm just watching them dance and trip every few seconds. Maybe they need this? Like 5 more minutes?
we both look so horrified, but also having fun.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared about how much fun I'm having.
Why don't you go join them, Hades?
I'm just not really in the dancing mood.
Can't argue with that. Chug my beer.
Yeah,
Bold of you to have 3 of them for you.
It was for them.
Oh, that does make more sense.
If you're gonna
But
chug, I
don't
need you to give me a
over here,
Constitution
rest
saving throw.
Oh god.
Come join the party.
17.
Oh, you're good.
Somebody needs to be.
Yeah, so you guys are like on the opposite side of like this, what is, I guess, a dance floor to where Silic and this group of people are. They're maybe like 30 feet, 40 feet from you, but you just got a crowd of people to go through, and maybe the fear of getting locked into this never-ending circle of a train of dancing could be a problem.
Kinda scary. I don't know how to get out.
After like 5 minutes, if they're still locked in there, I'll just lead over to Hades and like, rock, paper, scissors, who has to go get them?
I will go get them. And I will take just like a couple swigs of the drink, and I will get up after like watching it for a bit and kind of figuring out the like steps.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to attempt to follow the steps to go in and get them
Performance
and bring them
checklist.
out one at a time using performance. That's right. Okay. That is a working class 20.
Nice. You're able to copy the steps and also avoid getting locked into a circle, and you're able to move on par to follow with it to eventually get to where Silica is without much effort put in.
Oh no, I'm going for Dira first,
going
and then
for
I'm going
Dira?
to go for Zephynia.
Okay. All right.
I'm pulling them out.
Okay. You're able to grab Tyr without much issue. She's not going to really be fighting back.
Oh, Hades, hi!
Just don't talk, just follow me.
Oh, okay.
And if you decide to grab Zephynia as well, you do not have much of an issue pulling Zephynia out.
Zephynia, I will grab. I will get her, and like, kind of play it off that I can't get out fully for at least a good minute, and then pull her out. So I get that like minute of dance time.
You get a death grip on your arm. Do not let me go!
Wouldn't think of it, and then just like do it enough that hopefully she kind of like enjoys it for a second, and then gets her out.
You see this look of terror, like, I'm never leaving this place, and then, this isn't that bad. Okay. Okay, I'm done. Are we going? Are we good?
I'm like, as she's saying that, like I'm like spinning out of the thing to the table. I'm like,
Yeah.
We got a table.
between Dira and
That was a
Zephynia.
lot.
Yeah, like going straight to like not twisting to stand still is definitely a something.
Oh. I'll help Dira sit down
Thank you.
while I see
That was-
Hades just risen it up over there.
Ugh. They said they do this every night.
Ooh, I got you an ale. Do you for water?
I don't think that's a real good idea right now. I'm sure it would be better than what got splashed in my face, but oh
Do you
boy,
want lesser restoration?
that might not be a bad idea. Oh,
Boom, cast it.
The poison effect's gone.
all right.
You did. If it was somebody else got drunk, they would have noticed it more offensively. But because of where you're from, Dira, the smell all over the place is recognizable to you, as everybody does have like kind of like that fish smell on them, but doesn't really offend your sinuses and your sense of smell as much as anybody else. So it doesn't affect you negatively. But everybody else does have like a. Whether it's like dead fish or just kind of like has just like I live on the harbor, everybody just kind of has that kind of fishy kind of smell on them. So, after 10 minutes or a minute of Hades trying to enjoy the dance as much as possible as Zephynia, you all make it back.
Did Soma follow us in here?
Thank you.
Did what?
Did Soma follow us in here?
Someone didn't go with you.
Oh, he didn't? Okay.
No, it was just
Yeah,
us
that
and
my
the
bad.
and the three crew members. Yeah. So now that once that is established and I get my equilibrium back, I'm going to very slowly sip the ale.
Okay. Got it.
I push Zephinia's over to her.
I take it and kind of raise it up to you. Please don't leave.
I raise my empty one, and then I turn and go get a refill.
Okay. I'll just say, I'm sure it doesn't matter for your currency amount, but each one does just cost 2 copper. So if you need to track it, as far as like copper you got or silver or whatever like that.
Write it down. Maybe more, who knows? Each one costs 2 copper?
Yeah.
5.
So then if you want, you can just go like 1 silver then at that point.
Okay. Hello?
Well, these folks don't seem to have a lot of worries.
Must be nice.
The music is like on a never-ending kind of like beat when you assume the music is going to stop and they're going to like take a break, they just like continue to another song without any interruption, and they just keep going.
Where do they get the energy?
They got some fortitude. Got to give them that. Suppose ain't much else to do here. I don't know.
How was the dancing? Do you have fun?
I did. Maybe if I'd had a little better idea what we were getting into, it might be. But
I think it
yeah,
hit a
that
few
was
people.
a thing.
I feel like that's part of the thing, though. Makes it fun.
Sure. I'll take your word on that.
You didn't have fun? You look like you were having fun.
Maybe a little, but it was also very crowded and disorientating, and there was a lot
It was
of
a lot.
alcohol and yelling and loud and merry and fun a little. Don't
Definitely
know
not
if I would
what we
do
expected
it
to
again.
find here.
How long do you think repairs are going to be?
Don't know. Hopefully not too long. I mean, this place seems nice and all, but I'd still rather get away from here as soon as we can. Of course, we were talking about trying to find some of them nests and take them out before we go. I
Yes,
think
we
once
would
they
need-
once they stock up, I'll check back in with Arthur and see what they think.
See how long repairs are going to be, and if we can go take out a nest.
Selma did say that there were nests nearby. You can always... Though, of course, it's here now to ask.
Much as I hate to say it, I think it's probably better use of our time than whatever they got going on. Did we find Silic?
He's over there. Just point across the...
Oh, well, he seems to have friends.
I'm sure he's having some much needed guy now.
Yeah.
I don't...
Well, to
Maybe
imply the
catching up
elf is
with
female.
folks.
Yeah, but he's with his other bros. His bros and Emily.
Lady bro.
Mhm.
Lady dude.
Yeah.
Lady bro.
He's got folks to catch up with, I imagine. I mean, he's no fool. He might be finding out what's going on around here, too. Locals would know. Sometimes drinking with folks is the best way to do that.
Do we find out how long repairs are going to be from the rest of the group? In just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Go from there.
Figure it out from there.
Just awkwardly shuffle my mug. Start drinking it again.
Wait for Silic to be done.
Okay. Hour goes
Do we
past, he's
see
still going at it.
Are there... Does their conversation seem to be very animated or intense, or what's the vibe?
From just like straight looking at it, they look very excited to see each other. It looks like friends have not seen each other in some time. If you want to get more in depth of that, you can give me a perception check.
Alright. Yeah, because I'm rolling so well tonight. Oh, now I get a 19.
Okay. There's a couple things you notice with this. Based off the way that they are hanging out, the way they're drinking, the expressions that they have with each other, it's almost like a bond that you've never seen Silk express with anybody before. Very open, very excited. They all have they're like dancing like they're brothers and sisters and stuff like that. There's only one other thing you could relate to this is very much, brothers of war. You might assume that these are maybe the soldiers that Silic had as his team before he became a commander. I think you muted.
Sorry.
Sorry.
That's a side of him we ain't seen before. You ever seen these folks, Dahlia?
Have I seen them before?
You can give me a history check.
Okay. La la la. 25.
You recognize all three of them from when you were a kid. They also used to be average soldiers with Silic when you were much younger. You know them by name. So the Githyanki is named Varith, male.
Barrett?
Mm-hmm. The Goliath is also a male named Melam, Melam. And actually, he's kind of like a runt for a Goliath. He's not even 7 feet tall. And the female elf is named Alesha, Elesha. You actually assumed for a long time when you were a kid that they were actually romantically engaged.
Oh, next? No, I'm just playing. Do I know, like, kind of their story? Like, I knew that they were Averant soldiers with him, but, had I heard anything about them leaving, or any reason that would lead them to being here? Or
No,
by all intents and
no,
purposes,
they
do
would
I
have.
still think that they could potentially be Averant soldiers still?
No, they would have. You don't know whether they left the order or not, but you've never seen them again when you were enlisted into the order.
I'll put my mug down to eye them, and I'm like, oh, I do know them. They were Averant soldiers with Silic before I joined. I have not seen them since, though.
Oh,
Really
they
sure
left?
why they're here.
I'm kind of starting to wonder what everybody else's story is here. You notice ain't nobody carrying weapons? A few, maybe some armor. Not what I'd necessarily expect from what they said about how they, take care of you if you're nuts or whatever, but ain't on anybody's side.
And maybe this is where a lot of them go to escape.
Suppose so.
Well, and I hop
They're
up from
celebrating not being soldiers anymore.
I hop up from my seat, and I'm like, well, if they were Averant soldiers, they're here now, and they're friends with Silic, then maybe they know where a nest is nearby. And I take off.
I follow her.
Okay.
Just slightly. Wait, where? Oh, and then follow her.
Okay.
Avoid the dance floor.
Has time passed since we sat down? Would I be on drink number 3 by now, or would
Probably.
I
It's
still be
been
on
at
2?
least an hour.
Oh,
I did
You
not
might
even
be on
finish one
time.
thing. Just to be clear.
What's
I
that?
might be on number 4.
Nursing it
I'd be on
very
one.
slowly.
Nursing it very slowly. Okay. Okay.
Hold on.
So I am going to stick close to Dahlia
Okay, we're on number 3.
because I
the-
did
the
notice what
dice
she was,
ticked.
how much she's downing. So
Okay.
we're gonna Velcro to Dahlia.
Okay.
Just like old times.
All right. So Dahlia and Dira, you head your way over to Silic and his little group. As immediately the Goliath doesn't know who you are. Immediately he tries to drunkenly bar your path, but then he just starts laughing and he moves out of the way. As Silic's just look out, I know them. As he just immediately just kind of kicks over a chair. You can kind of see his blue skin kind of blushing from how much he's been drinking and stuff like that. As he's just come on, have a drink.
Well,
I
you joined the
the
party
Goliath.
real quick here.
I eye the Goliath up and down. I'm like, and I know you too. And I walk by him.
He just immediately points to someone beside you. It's I know you as well. And then he just lands face first on the ground.
You don't know me. And I kind of try to help Silic up. I'm Dara. Y'all seem to be real friendly. Catching up on old times?
Silic just immediately oh yeah, everyone, first off, Dahlia, my sister, Dira is part of Dahlia's team. This is my friends from back when I was still part of the order, and he gives off their names, and he's just kind of like, I miss these days. Woo! Dancing, right? And he immediately just
We're
starts
gonna have to take you back to Nick's in a bucket.
No, I'll be fine. I told I was gonna be here for a couple days. It'll be good.
All right.
So you're all from the order. I look at everyone that's still upright.
As they kind of like look at you, and then he's still like, just like, don't worry. They're cool. They're not part of the order anymore either. Oh yeah.
So what's the story here? Everybody kind of had their fill of war, or what's this all about?
The one who kind of speaks up, Vareth, the Gith Yankee, as he's actually taller than the Goliath. He's probably about like 7'4". Kind of like walks up, and he's constantly like always kind of like kneeling in this place, and he's actually wearing like these long, like almost like a leather dress kind of a thing. As he just kind of like, well, just like y'all, we were a team once upon a time in there, and we went on some hard times, and we decided to hold this band a long time ago, all at different times. Myself first, Mellum second, Alesha kind of stuck it out with Silic a little bit, and then what was it, 3 years ago you left, something like that. Yeah, and we all tried to find our place, and we come back here every once in a while to meet up, and this was kind of like a well, it literally is like a safe harbor.
So
That's really interesting. Why did you leave?
He just kind of like steps up as straight as he kind of like puts his hand on the ceiling. He starts as he grabs everyone's attention. Fuck the war! Fuck the war! As he starts banging up the ceiling, as everyone just else starts cheering, fuck the war! Fuck the war! As you start noticing looks off everybody, you see the Neletherians. You even seen some people who look like they probably left even being part of the Soaring Flame. You see different looks of like people who actually have permanent markings on them of different kind of kingdoms or orders that just essentially decided to say, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Are they all cheering?
Yeah, they're all cheering. There's not a single person in this room that is against this fuck the war thing.
I mean, yes, fuck the war, but I mean, I imagine that there's a specific reason.
I mean, that's stuff just add up, or
We were. Well, I before I left, we were a team for 5-6 years, and they made us do some dirty, ugly things in the name of freedom, justice, and peace. And the longer we did it, the less we believed that anything we did equated to any one of those words. Nothing was freedom, nothing was justice, and it was definitely not peaceful. I couldn't take it anymore.
Sounds pretty familiar.
As you can tell, that what looks like Vareth looks to be a paladin, or at least was. So maybe it's against his. He just found it like against his beliefs to continue on what he was doing. As you see that he actually has a symbol of what looks like a scale as a tattoo on his wrist. Mellum just kind of mentions, yeah, there's only so much that you can do for somebody and just keep killing and killing and killing. It was too much. I wanted to... You can assume based off the context that they're all kind of like when you met Silic, that they all wanted to kind of fill in that kind of like, I want to be a hero, I want to be a knight, I want to do good. and they were all kind of felt like they were doing more bad than anything else.
Gotcha.
Well, can't say we can't relate.
So what do you all do now? You just hang out here, or you gonna be like Soma Therf or whoever and go
Well,
out?
myself, as Vareth mentions, I actually am the proprietor for many of the imports and exports for here. So I actually have a ship docked a little bit down, and I, travel with many different animals, and I travel back and forth and do a lot of importing, exporting, and trade goods between the harbor and different areas. Try to stick with smaller towns. Mellum, he is. Well, what is it do you do again? I punch people and I get paid. That's right. And Alesha, you keep. What is it that you do now? I'd rather not say. That's right. You don't like to tell. Fair enough. And Silic, we never actually asked what are you up to these days. I'm kind of hanging out with them. Trying to keep it a little more simple. As you can assume that they already were told the news about Nyx and upcoming child, as they were. Seems like what they were doing is celebrating for that. But yeah.
What's the elf's name? Alicia?
Alesha. Yep.
Alesha. Can I insight check her?
Sure.
I want to see like what kind of uncomfortable she is about not talking about
Oh, sure.
what she does for work. And like maybe if I can gauge like what department that is. 23.
23. You assume that she keeps it to herself because she does what you would assume is kind of like bad things for good money. As far as you start looking at her, give me also a perception check on her while you're doing that, just because I want to see if you can read physical appearances while you're also doing insight.
Burning a lucky point for that because I am very nosy. Perception. I never can find perception. 18.
Okay. Between the perception and the insight, you're able to notice that she, compared to everyone in here, she's the one that, and Silic, is still wielding weapons on her. She actually has a total of 20 daggers scattered around her person, whether they're in her boots, on her belt, on her back, or even in more hidden places that more females would recognize than males. The other thing too is it seems like every intricate part of whether it's the band that goes around her hair or the piercings, it looks like everything can be unclipped to be used as some kind of weapon. Reading her and telling how she's keeping secret, you assume based on context of where you are and what she does, it looks like she probably does dirty work for whatever kingdom pays her the most money. So you assume based on context she actually is doing dirty work for Averant, even though she's not an Averant soldier.
Gotcha. I'll just like eye her up and down, and I'll just give like a small like nod of respect. Cause get that money, girl. And also, I don't want to be on your bad side right now.
So y'all just stayed here for how long? Or you just, or when did you just settle here?
Who are you asking?
Just the group and the group in general.
Oh, well, we don't stay here long. Maybe for like a week. I myself, as speaking, is I come back and forth. So I have a house up a little bit, but everybody comes back and forth every once a year, so on and so forth, and we just. This is a big time for us, with the seasons and the tide. Fishing is very good this time of the year, so we celebrate and festivals for a couple months. And they kind of like, Scylla kind of like looks back at Alesha, and Alesha just kind of shakes her head no. And Scylla just puts his head down. As Scylla's just like, oh right, so as he just points over to Pouvier as he's just kind of sitting quiet in the corner. So, well, you might as well mention it to them. Pouvier just kind of like, so we can make repairs to the ship. We can get, I have 2 crews that run at a time without overworking them and without obstructing any of our flow of fishing and anything else. Take into account how much damage your ship has gotten, what I've been able to see from the distance, and what I was informed by Silic. It's probably going to take a good month to fix up the ship.
Month.
Well, we can't dock it. There's nowhere to actually dock it so we can work on this ship, so we'll have to work on the water, which makes it a little more difficult. We don't have everybody, we only have one person available that can actually breathe on the water, that can actually do the work we need, that can actually repair your ship underwater. And he, you know, you can kind of assume this is very like, you know, we don't want to have anybody overwork themselves, very union kind of thing like that. And, you know, we can only have them work so hard. So I agreed. I owe Silica quite a debt. He said that there's a possibility you might be pursuing some of the, you called them nests. We just call them hellholes, but you know, that you guys might be checking them out and possibly dealing with our aberrant issue. If you can at least just approach it, we won't charge you for the fixtures to the ship.
Well, I gotta say, I kind of expected that we'd be doing the work ourselves, so that could put us a bit ahead.
Well, look, I mean, you help us, we help you. They've been using our harbor for a year now. They've been coming in here and acting like they run the place, drinking without paying, eating without paying, just trashing the place and coming through, and we're losing more than we're making off of them crossing in. So we also don't like the sounds we're hearing, and anytime we send any soldiers or any hired folk we send over there, we never hear anything back, and if we hear anything back, they give us our money back and they run. So Silic assured me that you all are a top-notch team, and perhaps...
How many are there?
How many what?
Nothing.
As far as traveling distance, there are 3. And he immediately takes his cane and immediately smacks like the leg of Alesha. So Alesha's like, "What? Speak up, girl. You're the reason why we know this stuff." There's, as Alesha speaks, there's 3. There's 2 on the main ground, smaller ones. One's about 2 miles out, due directly north on the harbor side. Another small one is due east, few 4 miles out. And there's a big one that I've been trying to investigate for a little bit of time that's within a mountain. That one's about a good day's worth of travel.
All right.
What else can you tell us about them?
She just kind of shrugs as Pouvier just smacks her in the leg again. She's like, "Stop it! Just tell them what they need to know. They're gonna help us out." Swear to God, if I lose a fucking job. Well, 2 of them, the smaller ones that are on the harbor side and a little bit in, they seemed really well protected on the outside, but very little protected on the inside. I've only been in and out a few times doing some trading, dealing with anybody that they don't like. Long story short, I'm their kind of protection racket. And The one up the hill, that one I've never been in. They don't have guards up ever, but I hear noises inside all the time. But the odd thing is creatures don't even get close to it. I never see birds land on that mountain. I never see any deer go in that direction. It's almost like even the nature's afraid of it.
They got good reason.
Do you know what goes on in the smaller ones?
I've only seen a couple things. I've seen a couple, I don't know, like pods, chambers. They seem to be experimenting on what looks like elves, humans, some tieflings. It says that they're all dead, but I swear to God, I've seen some people being brought in there alive.
And do you still work for them?
Girls got to get paid. I'm only there to make sure that if anybody finds out, I'm there to slow their speed, so to speak.
Is there anything else you can tell us? I'm not looking pleased at her right now.
Give me a persuasion check to try to pull out the last bit of information from her.
$25.
Oof. Look, the smaller ones, they mostly work at night. The guards mostly are posted during the day on the outside, and they're mostly posted on the interior at night. As far as I know, they do most of their experiments at night, so they have to protect the, I don't know what you call them, the alchemists inside. As far as the one at the hill, I'm allowed to go in, but I've never been in there. If you want to, as she pulls out this little, what looks like this, it looks like just a small metal plate. It's like half a foot long. She just lays it on there. Don't tell anybody that I gave this to you. But there's some kind of weird energy on the place, and it detects anybody that comes in. If you're holding this, they recognize you as an ally. It's almost like the size of something you could put like on your keychain, like a charm.
Okay. I'll take it. Thank you.
Just
Is there any time recent in the near future that you'll be at one of these?
well, if you're going the next couple days, I will not be going.
Well, you said you heard it here first. We'll be here for a month. Then we'll have to go right away.
You tell me when you're going, and I'll make sure I'm not going during that time.
What if we could use your help?
I'm not a fighter.
You have a lot of knives for not being a fighter.
Well, I like to create wounds, slow people down. People can't run if their legs are full of blades.
I'm just saying you could do some good with those knives, but I can't change you.
Silic just looks back at her. Come on, what's the hurt? Fine. Tell me when you're gonna go. I'll assist you.
I'll have to strategize with the group. I look at Dira like, yeah. Where can we find you? To let you know the official.
Just looks back over at Varith. When I'm in town and hanging out with them, I stay over with him. You can find me at Varith's place.
I look over at Dira if she has anything to add.
Alright, well, Sounds like you're good folks to know. I don't know. This is all real weird, but what else is? What ain't these days? For what it's worth, we're definitely with you on that fuck the war thing. So, if we can clean this up, we will. We intended to anyway. I should go find our folks who are looking for supplies and let them know that we got some help coming.
Out of curiosity, how do you all feel about Soma Theraphore?
Give me a perception check as you say that name.
Fuck, it was on a 20 and then a roll. Perception. That's an 11.
11. You get mixed responses as an immediate to that, but then as they look at each other, they look at Silic and he just kind of gives a head nod. But like at the quick, you could tell that Verith immediately had like I like him, and Mellum had immediate I like him, but you weren't able to get them all on a quick spot. But eventually, when they looked at Silic, they're like, "Oh yeah, he's pretty great. Definitely a lot better once he left the order."
They both do like him.
Mm.
And Alicia's
Doesn't say anything.
unreadable.
Well, your perception check was low.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like I couldn't.
Yeah,
figure
I
out.
can't tell.
Okay. Okay.
It looks like they're not like fanboys about it, but they at least expressed that they liked him and they liked him better when we left. So it's like they never had like a bad opinion about him. Alessia's just kind of quiet about it.
I was just curious as all. You're all defectors. He's kind of the poster child for doing that now, so.
Well, we did
Anyway,
it first.
see you later.
We made it cool. All right.
I raised my almost empty glass to them.
They all raised their
The
glasses.
squad, who I'm dying to know what they've been doing this entire time.
If only it were a trend, we might have less problems.
All right. So what do you guys do now?
What if Hades and
Well, nice
Zephania
to meet
be doing now
y'all.
that we shoved them in a corner?
Oh, pleasure to meet you. If you are ever around and you want to get a pint, let us know.
I will keep that offer in mind.
And
Dahlia, I'm going to go look for our folks who were getting supplies and get them up to speed on the fact that we're going to have help with the ship.
Alrighty. Keep walking.
as for Deer, as a couple hours have passed now, you do notice that it looks like between the three of them, they got everything they need. It looks like they got hay, food, different like just random like extra supplies. It looks like there was some purchases of like metal and stuff like that. And it looks like there was like different things as far as for nesting items for the birds. As they are starting to get right on the longboat, as they immediately look back at you. Captain, are you all set to head back?
Not quite. We got some. Looks like we're going to be here for a bit, but I got some news for you. Looks like we secured some assistance getting the ship repaired.
Oh, perfect.
There's going to be some folks helping us out. So if you could relay that to Arthur, and sounds like we're going to be here for a bit. I think you probably knew that.
Do you want us to leave the longboat for you?
I reckon we can send Silic back over to get it if we should decide to go back. So, I mean, how are you going to go if you need to take stuff over?
Yeah, we do need to carry over the supplies. I mean, as like Anara mentions, she's like, well, we can drop off the supplies. I can bring back the longboat, and I can fly back to the ship then if you want me to.
That might be wisest.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll go drop off supplies, and then I'll fly back.
There comes a reason that y'all need to get off, or folks just need to stretch your legs. We'll certainly understand that. We can try, maybe tomorrow we can try and make a schedule for that.
Okay. As they immediately unrope from the dock and they start heading off. Okay. As at this point, it is full nightfall.
Real quick here, while they were talking to Silic and all them,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to turn to Saphinia at one point and just be like, hey Z, there was a time you had an item, right, that could potentially sort of figure out where blades might be?
Yeah. I think it was a ring. Bear with me a moment, because my player mind is trying to... I'm pretty sure it was a ring.
I thought it was a ring, yeah.
Yeah, I've got it. I've got it here, and I'm gonna pull it on out.
And he's just gonna be like, seeing as that sword that we had sent back to get was able to hurt the dragon, I'm assuming maybe the other blades could potentially hurt the dragon as well. Couldn't hurt to try to scan and see if maybe there's one nearby.
That's actually not a bad idea. I'm gonna take the ring out and I'm gonna kind of focus on it.
Okay. Focusing on the ring itself, other than the blades you know about, in range is actually the blades that are on the ship. You have Silic that has a blade. You have Dahlia that has a blade. Outside of that, there's nothing in the range of what the ring can cast.
Besides the ones that we have, I don't sense any others. I don't think there's any here.
Okay. Well, I mean, can't hurt to just kind of keep scanning around, I suppose, and seeing if there's any nearby.
I'm gonna put it on my finger so it's in sight and I don't forget about it again.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, just quick point of order there. Nobody actually knows about the one that Dahlia has except for me.
Oh, shit. Okay, so you do detect a second one in the area. Because of the way the ring works, it doesn't get specific. But you do sense a blade just as close to you as Silk's blade is to you.
There's one in here. Somebody has another blade. They're here. Do you think it's one of Silic's friends?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them, perhaps. That's something that we could potentially bring up to the others.
Do we bring it up now? Do we ambush them?
I don't think so. I don't know how long we'll be here, but we could spend... I'm sure we'll be here for a bit, and maybe we can get some more information.
Figure out who it is. Maybe convince them to give it over to us.
Possibly. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Maybe Delia will know some more information when she gets back. We can ask her about it.
She does seem to kind of know them, right?
It seems like it.
You know, you tend to see things that other people don't. I don't know where this came from, but I'm gonna pull out the sword. Do you recognize this at all, or do you know who may have left it over by my room?
Can't say that I do.
I'll keep looking. I mean, it's really nice, but I kind of want to know who gave it to me.
Oh, yeah, it's very well crafted, it appears, and I'm sure whoever made it with purpose.
And I put it back. Well, I'm gonna keep looking. Sure, I'll find out who left it eventually.
Possibly, yes, indeed. And he just kind of like, as he's saying this, he's like,
I'm oblivious. I just go back to kind of looking around and seeing who has the blade.
Okay.
So I'm gonna watch them kind of. I think I'm just gonna kind of hang out on the dock while they ferry stuff out to the ship and wait for them to explain stuff to Arthur. Basically, make sure nobody's got any questions when they come back, and
Sure.
just hang out and look at the stars if I can see the stars, and listen. The music, I think, is a little bit more deal withable from this distance because the place was loud. So enjoy the music, enjoy the evening.
Okay. Zephynia, if you're actively trying to see, like, all right, who has the blade, give me a perception check. This can actually get quite hilarious based on a scenario I got in my head.
11.
Okay. So what you don't know as a character is that this is one of the few blades that isn't held, it's summoned. So you only see one person in here that is just racked with blades. And that's the elf. And she's just countless blades. You could assume based on your perception check that she is the obvious one. One of them has to be a blade. It has to be.
She's gotta have it. I mean, there's no one else with blades or daggers, or it's gotta be a dagger.
Oh, it's very possible. Again, I don't want to jump to any conclusions. Perhaps let's wait and see, and maybe...
The only conclusion that we can jump to, because none of the rest have weapons.
Silik, why is your friend just staring at me like a piece of meat? I don't know why they're eyeing you.
He'll just be like... Yeah. I'll just be like, well, it seems Silik knows them. Perhaps we can ask him later if he knows. Maybe perhaps they have a special weapon.
I'm gonna sit back and take a sip and just stare at her.
She just kind of like looks at you awkwardly, and then she just kind of like creeps in the corner, and she's like, and just kind of like drinks in the corner, kind of.
I think she knows.
Well, you all kind of staring at her.
Give me, okay, just for kicks, Zephynia, give me a performance check on just like how you're watching her. Just.
Oh, I'm watching her really creepily. That is a 9.
Okay, so you're like, you don't know how you're necessarily doing this. You're just like being weird with it, and then eventually it's just like, oh, and then she just kind of like looks back at you.
Oh no! I am completely oblivious. I am just staring her down.
She just.
Do I see this?
Yes, you see it. She's just like drinking. She's like.
I think she knows I'm watching. Should I
It would
wave?
appear I would not. No, probably not.
Should I?
I think. I believe that she thinks you are staring for romantic reasons, potentially.
Oh.
She kind of just like, as she's drinking, she just kind of gives like a head nod. She just starts drinking.
Maybe you should go and talk to her. Yeah?
I'm good. No, thank you.
You sure?
Yep.
Everybody wants some
We can
Zephynia.
find out if there's a blade.
This is not my avenue of information gathering.
Are you sure? It's been kind of like.
To be fair, they've thrown themselves at me, and I've gotten no information from any of that.
Fair enough.
And I'm wearing my stinky coat, so.
You know, I think you're right. I think we'll just ask Silik and stay on our side of the room.
Probably why.
You just see her just like go up to the side, and she just kind of like puts her. She just whispers something to Silik. He just whispers. He like looks awkwardly, like looks back. It's like, oh.
How did we turn into the couple across the bar that's like, hey, what are you doing tonight?
My boyfriend and I saw you from across the bar.
My tiefling friend and I saw you from across the bar with all your blades.
Oh my god. Where am I during all of this?
I'm assuming you're
follow
just sitting
Dira.
there, just chilling. Unless you followed Dira out to the longboat.
No, I was gonna head back to them, but if this is going down while I'm talking to the others trying to gather information, I guess I'm oblivious to this.
What's your passive perception, Dahlia?
18.
It takes you a second, like you're like looking around and drinking, and then you like randomly like look at like Silik whispering something to Olesha, and then you like look back, at like Zephania. It's like, what the fuck? And then like looking back, it's like, are they flirting with each other? As you don't get the whole context.
I just turn over my shoulder and you just see like this pained expression of what the fuck? Like
I'm avoiding eye contact right now. I'm like, just. That isn't what I intended. I just wanted to see if she had a blade.
I'm telling so much. Then eventually I will return to them when beer splits off.
Okay.
I'll sit my almost empty third drink down. I lied. I'm gonna go to the bar first and get a refill. And then I'm gonna come and sit my full drink down. And say, so we know where the nests are. There's 3 nests, and I just go into my spiel relaying all the information to them. It's going to take about a month to fix the ship, so we have a month to take down all 3 of these nests. And I say we start tomorrow.
And we also found a blade.
Here?
Yes, she has it. Oh gosh, she's looking at me
Well,
again.
we believe there was one in that vicinity. We don't know. Looking at people who have weapons, she's one of the few besides Silic, and a educated guess would be that she maybe has one.
She's got
You
to.
found a blade in the vicinity of there.
Yes, I kind of forgot I had the ring, so I looked at it, and the blade kind of pinged from that area, and she's the only one with weapons besides Silic.
Okay, just to be safe, can you ping it again?
Yeah. Focus on it and ping it again.
Like I said, it doesn't give you an exact location. You just sense it's somewhere near you.
It's her.
Is it hotter now though?
No, it doesn't get like a hot or cold thing. It's just like it's somewhere within like 20 feet.
I don't particularly care for her, but I don't think she has the blade. I think you might be thinking of
Sure she
you might
does.
be pinging my blade.
Your blade?
What?
Uh,
How? What? When?
Freya left me a parting gift when we were leaving. When we were leaving, and it was the Blade of Order. So now I have a blade.
Oh, I just really made awkward eye contact for a long time for no reason.
I mean, that's fine. We'll
Great,
see her
you-
again.
You have the blade. Alright. Well, I mean, that's good. We don't have to, fight her off to steal it from her at all.
Well, in your case, seduce her, I guess.
All of a sudden, you just see Alessia just standing up. She's like, "Oh God, it's so late!" And she just starts like walking by, and she randomly just drops something in your pocket, but you don't notice as she's got a pretty good
Oh,
sleight
I
of
don't
hand.
notice.
No,
Do we notice? Do we and Hades notice?
dear, are you back? Nope. Okay, so only Dahlia notices.
Nope, I'm still outside.
I don't notice.
What's your passive perception, Hades?
I've got a passive of 16.
Oh, you would notice too then. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You notice that she drops like what looks like a key with some kind of like chain on it inside of Zephania's pocket.
I'll wait for her to leave. I'll just like eye her on the way out. Zephania, what's in your pocket?
All my stuff? Why?
Check your that.
Gonna guess you
pocket.
probably have one additional thing.
Where did this come from?
Point like where the elf walked out.
Oh.
Just like how like if you're like inside like a almost like a rental like cabin area, it like has like a number of like what lot it is and what door, and it shows you like like B3 of like you gotta go to the B house and then the third door to unlock it.
Well, I don't think she knows I'm with someone. You
Well,
wanna
now we have the key.
Turn it to her, Dahlia. You seemed like you were being friends.
I look the key over and I'm like, I'll return it to her after I go through her stuff, probably. I think she's got a lot of information that we could use. And I don't trust her, but She knows
That's
a lot
going to
about
set
this.
us up well for her assistance on the mission.
She doesn't have to know. We also have a very sneaky lad on our team that I could just pass this off to.
And the thing he says, I'm with somebody. Like, I don't know if they even notice it, but just like Hades just starts chugging more.
Oh,
So,
I do notice. I'm gonna kind of look over at you questioningly.
Doesn't even say it, he just keeps going.
do I notice them noticing Hades?
Probably.
So I have a new weapon. A blade.
I saw.
It seems like
That's good.
Dira got a new blade as well on the ship. It's very interesting how we're getting new blades around here.
Do you know where yours came from? Because I don't know where mine came from.
As she says that, my drink is empty. I'm getting up, and I'm like, I need to go get a refill, and like start walking towards the bar.
I give him a I give him a dagger glance.
I will kick her in the shin as I walk by.
She just walks forward and spills her drink.
You know, maybe you've had a little bit too much, but I get it.
No.
It's
There's just a lot of big rats here. It's fine.
I start looking up the ground like, yeah, I can see it.
So you have a new blade?
I'm gonna pull out the blade. It's really nice. It's gorgeous. I just don't know who left it. I've been
Wow.
walking
And
around.
They're doing this. I stealth out the front door.
You bitch!
Stealth check.
That is a 12.
Okay, what's your passive perception, Symphonia?
It is 11.
Okay, so only Dahlia notices, but Symphonia does not.
I see some big ass red wing try to slip out the front door. And I, damn it, because I was stalling as much as possible for him to come back. So I'm like going over the blade, just like, oh yes, I love this detail. That's really pretty. Oh, it says this on the blade here. Did he just fucking leave? I look back at somebody. I'm like,
I thought he was getting a drink. Is he done for the night? You know, we really have to have an intervention.
does he need for him?
For him. He's been
You
very
know,
moody and alone, and he hasn't taken that coat off.
Joe, I gave myself a Constitution saving throw of a solid 6. Am I drunk now?
You are indeed drunk.
Let's go give him an intervention right now. I think he would really get it. Let's go.
And drink my drink and head on out.
Okay.
Chug the rest. We're following
It
him.
would be airborne, already flying back to the ship.
Which at
And I
this
do
point,
have my goggles on, so I see him flying over.
so then the only person who does see that would be Dira, because your passive perception, Dolly, would be terrible when it comes to being drunk. So only Dira would notice it.
Hey, alright!
I just use telepathy back to Xerox if I hear that, and I'm just like, yes, I'm just returning back to the ship for the night.
Alright. Sleep well.
I look like caveman SpongeBob in the middle of the street. Where is he?
I'm not sure how far out they've come. Do I see that? Because I'm still out
Yeah,
on the
you'd
dock.
see it. There's not too much of a front path.
Okay. He flew back to the ship. Did he not tell you?
Stephania, go tackle him out of the sky.
I'm not gonna tackle him out of the sky.
Why not?
You're
We-
what?
We need an intervention.
We'll do an intervention. I'm not tackling him out of the sky.
nightmare. What are you on about?
Hades has been, kind of by himself, and we decided he needs an intervention.
It seems a bit extreme, but I
He
mean,
locks himself in the room. He hasn't eaten. We're worried about him.
I'm worried about him too, but
Also,
what
Dahlia
do
has
we
a
want him to
blade.
do? Yeah, I know.
You knew?
Yeah, we had a little talk. There's been a lot.
There
Maybe,
has
yeah.
been a lot.
There has
And there's been a lot of new blades on the ship, and I feel like Hades might have some answers as to why that is. And he's
There's
not
another
eating.
one?
Well, it's blade, but it's not one of the blades. I found it outside my door. It's really pretty and nice. I don't know.
Oh,
who gave it
wow.
to me.
May I see that?
Sure.
That's, wow, workmanship and that is. And it was just outside your door?
Just outside my door. I looked around, I didn't see anybody. I've been carrying it around, seeing if anybody has a weird look on their face, but no one.
Persephone. That's different. I'll give it back to you.
A lot of
Look
lots
back
of
up my
I guess it's got a name. Ain't never heard
I
that
just-
name before. But
Have to find the person who gave it to me.
sure. Well,
it's not the blade of
ain't that
Bahamut,
many
so-
people on the ship.
I know. I thought this would be easier.
And Soma didn't give it to you, right?
No, he gave me these. And
He gave her another one.
pull out
Yeah.
the crescent moon ones.
Do you have a lot of new weapons? Okay.
I'm a walking
Well-
armory.
So, was he upset when he left? He said he was just going back to the ship.
He didn't seem super upset. I thought he was gonna go get a drink and come back, but maybe he was just tired, or this is another
that
reason
place
we need
is
to have an
kind of a lot. Excuse me. Well, I'm just waiting for him to come back with the longboat. They said they went out with the supplies. I told them to ask them to explain to Arthur, get him up to speed on what we found out with somebody helping us out with the ship, and that it's going to take a while. They're going to bring it
They-
back.
Took the longboat back to the ship?
Yeah, how else were they supposed to get the supplies there?
So we're
just kind
station.
of
They're-
ready.
Bringing it back after they
Right.
unload it. I'm
I
waiting
could
for that.
fly over there and grab another one if you guys want, or we can sit here and chill outside.
That's what I was planning on. Where else are we going to
It's
go?
kind of really relaxing.
I was in the mood for an intervention, so
Well, exactly how do you plan to go about this intervention?
we
Lock
lock
him outside of
ourselves
his room?
in his work study with no one leave.
And say what exactly?
Stop being stressy and depressy and come join your friends.
I was just gonna go with take a bath,
I mean,
That might be
maybe
something to
that
start
works
with.
too.
Yeah.
eat some food, and other things.
I don't know. I'm worried about him too, but he's him. He's just a little focused.
Have you seen him eat anything in the last 2 weeks?
No. He
Have you
says
seen
he
him
don't
sleep?
need to.
In the last 2 weeks?
He says he ain't breathing.
So you
It's-
haven't even
it's-
seen him breathe in the last 2 weeks.
It's
That's
I
not
think
concerning to you.
it's very concerning to me. He says he don't need to because of the coat's magic, and I think that's a whole lot of avoidance. But can you blame him? With a very pointed look at Dahlia. Yeah, I think he needs to come back and join the living, but how are we planning to convince him?
Start with food.
He don't seem interested.
I mean, not a lot of people can turn down cookies. I'll make cookies.
Now, see, there's a place to start. I think we don't go locking ourselves in anywhere without no plan.
Which is a good point. We need to figure out what to do about these plague nests and what our game plan is, and we kind of need everyone in the same vicinity to do that and
Now that is a reason.
make sure they're on their A game and eating and smelling decent and sleeping.
So that's where we start.
So we start with cookies. We go on to nests. That seems like it's missing some steps, but our plans always fall apart anyway.
Oh, and we have this, and I fish out the key.
Oh, did you get a room?
No, this is Alicia's key, actually. She gave it to Zephinia because apparently
I
Zephinia's
kind of
flirting with
made
her.
a friend.
Oh!
I thought she had a blade, and I might have been staring a little too long. So.
And
yeah,
now you're friends?
of a sort.
I think she wants to be more than friends, but
Oh! Did you
Yeah.
discuss this, or did
No.
she just drop it?
She put it in my pocket. She didn't even drop it. She just
Oh.
it appeared in my pocket.
Oh, well, that's awkward.
so do you think we could plan something where maybe you guys distract her for a bit and I go look through her things just to make sure there's not anything that she's hiding and that she's not going to backstab us?
So you're going to make sure she's not going to backstab us by secretly searching her room and backstabbing her.
Zephania, you had to distract her.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I am
Isn't
A,
Alex-
not at all comfortable with that, and B, not at all equipped for that. You may have noticed.
She very might potentially be hiding a lot of information that would be very helpful for the Ness. And seeing
And
as
that affects my ability to lie or deceive someone. How exactly?
You're not lying or deceiving her. You're entertaining her with great company, and I'm lying and deceiving her. She also gave us this key. It's not like I stole it, so it's practically an
I
invitation.
don't think that's what it was meant
great
for.
company do we have to do?
I mean, you don't have to take her on a date. I was just making sure she stays in one location while I go to another one. Or Ren, when they ever get back.
Well, if she put the key in Zephinia's pocket, ain't she probably waiting for her there?
Zephania, do you want to go there?
That's not exactly what I was getting at, but
If you
how many drinks have you had, by
find
the way?
out-
We're talking about something really important, dear. That is not important right now. What did you say, Zephania?
Do you really think she has something that would help with the mission that she won't tell us about?
If she's going to be on the mission,
If she's going to be on the mission, don't we want to learn everything we can in case she does stab us in the back?
what's it gonna?
We've had a pretty decent track record so far of not being. No, we really haven't.
We
Nope.
really haven't.
We should probably see what she has.
Look, the fact that she works for the highest bidder and does whatever, knowing the things that they do in these nests, does not put her well in my eyes. This is not somebody I'm going to blindly trust, and I would be very stupid to do so. So, if I have a way...
I think there's this big step between that and rifling her room, but
I'm not stealing anything, I'm just looking.
a little bit of thought here that if I was going to work with somebody and found out they did that, I might be more inclined to stab them in the back.
Which is why you guys distract her. I go in.
Again,
Say what?
not
Mira
qualified.
does have a point.
I have a sneaking suspicion.
I mean, if you
probably
don't
going to
want
do
her
it anyway.
along, just don't have her along.
No,
You're the
she's
one to
great
talk
to
him
have
into it.
along to get where we need to go to kill some people and destroy the nest and get all of that shit out of here.
We don't have to decide that tonight. We can sleep on it and then come back in the morning, talk to her if need be.
I mean, either she's good to have or not. I don't know what you think she's going to be hiding.
She's clearly
Or
looking
let me
for
let me put it this way: if you're worried about her turning on us because she goes to the highest bidder, I don't know what might be in her room that is going to tell you one way or the other.
potentially information that she didn't voluntarily share when we asked her.
What, just written down somewhere?
Possibly. I'm not sitting here ransacking through her diary or anything. I'm looking for. She gave us a key to get into one of the nests. She could have more keys. She could have a map. She could have information or codes written down somewhere. Maybe people's names. She could have even stolen some documents. She's clearly working for all these different teams. You don't think that she's going to have something somewhere that she could
You
sell
ask
to
her?
another higher bidder?
Are you still outside, or did you guys go back inside?
We're still outside
Okay. At
on the
this
dock.
at this point, as time has passed, it's getting pretty late. Eventually, you start noticing crowds are starting to head home or head to, we assume, some kind of village within the forest. Eventually, Scylla comes out drunk as a skunk with a couple of his old teens. Just like, hey, you guys still here? So glad you didn't head back. Woo! What you guys talking about?
We're just waiting for the longboat to come back.
Oh,
You seem to be having quite the time.
having a blast, It's been so long. Did you want me to come back with you?
That's up to you. I mean, what should we tell Nix?
She didn't think I was going to get back for another couple days. She knew about this place, so...
Celebrate with your friends. We're going to be, don't get too hungover. We are talking about doing some work here sometime soon, but don't know they'll be right away tomorrow, so.
We can always we can all come with you. You know what? Party at the Homeward Bound. And with this.
No, Silic, no.
I don't think that's a good plan.
That is not the plan.
Okay. All right.
If you're partying, I think the partying should be here. But I also think that, you want to be able to get up tomorrow and have not your head splitting open.
Oh, all right. Well, we're gonna go head over this way. Oh, Zephania, are you heading over to the house, or just straight forward? She just wants to bang you, so I told her I didn't know what your preference was, so I just was like, I don't know. I'm gonna go.
They can't see you.
Why don't you give? Anyway, yeah.
You go ahead, Silic. I think we're probably going to head back to the ship soon.
Oh, he's gone.
You have fun with your friends.
He just left.
he's
Yeah,
gone.
he's just like I turn. He's like halfway down the street, staggering.
All right. Well, whatever you're going to do, Dahlia, probably best I don't know about it. How about we put it there? How about we leave it there?
Fair enough. I'm not doing anything tonight. I've had 4 beers. I'm good. Might do
Yeah,
it
I think we
tomorrow.
should all sleep on a variety of things tonight.
We'll get back to the ship and we'll go over things tomorrow. chill and wait for that longboat.
You're the one with wings.
I want to leave you guys.
Oh, we're fine. I mean, you went and got Soma anticipating you coming back.
I mean, that's true. I don't want him sitting there waiting. Well,
Go ahead, we're
I'm just gonna
fine.
take off.
Okay. As you take off, like by the time you're about to land, it's like right when the longboat is like heading out to head back over to the harbor. But you land. Soma's not on the deck right now, though. You don't know where he is.
Did you get my message?
No response.
Hello?
No response.
I'm starting to panic a little bit because last time this happened, the All-Mother was there. And I'm gonna start looking around the ship.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Twelve.
12. Can't find Soma anywhere.
Panic is setting in. I'm starting to ask the crew if they've seen him.
Like eventually you get to Arthur. It's like, no, he went shortly after you guys left. He went down to one of the lower decks. I haven't seen him come back up since. People started asking around. It's like, nah, I saw him. He was kind of hanging out down over in the mess. Then he went over to one of the rooms, and no, I mean, no one's left.
I'm gonna head down to the lower decks and see if I see him.
Okay, get another investigation check.
Oh gosh, I can't find my investigation. There it is. 21.
Okay. As you go to a part of the ship that you have never really been to, just because it's mostly like where storage is held and stuff like that, it's like just like on the V of the ship itself. As you like go down there, kind of like going into almost like a reverse attic, as it's like cold, it's damp, it's without any candlelight, it's very scary down there. As you kind of have to like wrap your wings just to get down there. So it's like just a little nest hole just to get in. So you just drop down, it's got to kind of hold up to the ceiling as it's kind of like shaking. It's not a flat ground. As behind some hay barrels, you just see Soma just creeped out in the corner, just like shaking.
I'm gonna run over and put a hand on his back. What is it? What's wrong?
I don't know, it's just something about this place.
Is this place down in the scary hole that you've crawled into? Or
No. It's something. I don't know. Something about. It's. Now it's gone. Yeah, it's gone.
Did you hear me at all when I tried to contact you?
There was so many voices. I had to go down here to escape. Just everyone was talking, and I could hear myself think, and then it was like I could hear everyone here. What'd you say?
What voices?
The crew, they were so loud, and it was. Swear I could hear just like. It's driving me insane. I had to get down here and just escape. It was like you like hold him and he's like almost like in a cold sweat.
I'm gonna try healing hands.
Okay. I mean it takes like he's better, but almost like he started getting better shortly after you arrived. He's like, they're gone.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what you were hearing. Why? Maybe Dira or Dahlia can look at you and kind of see what this is.
Yes to Dira, maybe to Dahlia.
They're headed back now. Let's get you back on the top. I'm gonna help them up and kind of help them walk to the top of the ship.
Give me a perception check as you're walking away.
13.
Nothing seems out of the ordinary. You start working your way back up the ship, and he seems to, as you get up the ladder to go up to the main deck that would have all the rooms and everything like that, he like starts stabilizing. He's like, I think I'm alright. I don't know what got over me. Almost like he just like blinks his eyes and he's back to normal. No, I'm fine.
I still think Dira should take a look at you. That wasn't normal. There's something going on. Is this the first time that's happened? Has it happened more often?
I haven't had a attack like that since I was a child.
Get Dira to see you.
Like I said, I'm fine.
Just wait right here. And then I'm gonna go see if Dira's back on the longboat.
Okay. By when this all happened, the longboat would have returned to you guys, but you guys would have to load up and head back to the ship.
I'm gonna be frantically waving for Dira. Dira,
What's the matter?
it's Soma. Something's wrong with him. He says he's fine now, but I couldn't contact him, and he said he's hearing voices, and he's had an attack like this when he was little, but not until then. But I need you to look at him.
All right, I can look.
He's this way.
I will follow her.
Okay.
Is he where I left him?
Yeah, he's just leaning up against the wall, just kind of just chilling.
I brought Dira back. Just let her look at you.
All right.
I'm not sure what I'm looking at.
Neither do I.
What kind of attack did you have when you were a child?
He doesn't say anything, but Zafrini, you could process it as like a panic attack.
He said he was hearing voices and the panic. He was in a corner. I didn't seem to even notice I came downstairs.
That sounds scary. You say you're all right now.
You can tell, even though he's trying to hide it, his hands are still very slightly trembling. Maybe he's better, but his body hasn't fully adjusted yet to whatever affected him.
Sure. I'm going to try, as we're talking, I'm going to try a medicine check, see if I can recognize anything that, feels like I can do anything about it.
Okay.
And that's going to be an 8, which is going to tell me nothing.
No physical ailments seem to be known to you that would be causing this.
Okay. I'm going to... If it's all right with you, I just want to try and make sure this ain't something from outside. I mean, I know there's a whole lot of trauma and where you come from and how you was raised, but maybe make sure this ain't something from outside. And I'm going to cast protection from evil and good.
Okay. I assume this is going to happen, so hang on 1 second. Okay, so you're going to protect them from aberrations, celestials, elementals. Yep.
Fae, fiends, and undead. Yep.
Okay.
So can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If you are already charmed, frightened, or possessed by them, has advantage on any new saving throw.
Okay. Okay. His trembling seems to calm down a little bit.
Do you feel any different?
I mean, I was fine before, but I guess.
Okay, that makes me a little worried that something's coming from outside of you. I don't know. You said something about hearing voices?
Shortly after you guys left, it was like, instead of 10 people on the ship talking, it was like 1,000 people talking, but it was all within my head. All the voices, and then it started echoing and started getting eerie, and the only way to escape was to get away from it.
Maybe you should come with us next time. Not be alone.
Maybe.
Alright, well, I guess try and get a good night's sleep and call us if it happens. Let us know if it happens again, because it seems like maybe something's trying to get at you from the outside.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, maybe sleep will do me good.
Well, I know something that will help, and I'm gonna lead them to the kitchen and start making cookies.
Okay. Alright. Anyone else?
And that's up for 10 minutes for what it's worth,
Okay.
while I've got concentration up.
Okay.
When you come into the kitchen, I was already starting them because I went in there to look for you and you weren't there. So I was like, fuck it. Let's drunk make some cookies because I'm sad.
Oh! Then I will
Alright.
help you with cookies.
Well-
Totally different when you're like, I got something that can help you.
Since you started off already, Dahlia, and you are drunk, give me a performance check with disadvantage to start off the cookies.
These are gonna be some very interesting cookies.
Let's go. Ooh. One was really good and one was not. Performance?
Yeah.
It's a real hearty 6.
These are very floury cookies. There is way too much flour put in these cookies. And it is like every time you bat it down, it's just like this big puff that just kind of comes up at you. And they are like pure white cookies that have like no color in it at all. It's probably like 70% flour, 30%. I don't know what the fuck you put in them.
Looking over at her cookies, I'm gonna take some ingredients and kind of move it to the side and start making my own cookies.
All right.
This is a group exercise. You said you wanted to make cookies.
I did, but you're doing such a good job. I didn't want to distract you from
Insight
Or-
check.
All right. Dahlia, give me an insight check. Zephynia, give me a performance check to see if you can save this mess.
Oh gosh.
Wow. Okay. And Dahlia, what'd you get for
Six.
insight?
16 insight.
Did you do it at disadvantage?
Nope. Wait, no, yes I did. I'm sorry,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I rolled a 3 and then I rolled a 16.
Okay.
And
You can clearly tell what Zephynia is doing. She's trying to save the mess you created, but she's doing a very good job at it. You're able to separate the dough enough that you're able to separate the ingredients, work in magic as it is in baking, and you're able to separate it, but Dahlia clearly see what she's doing.
I'm gonna throw a little bit more chocolate chips in there that normally would not have as many chocolate chips. You're doing good. They look good.
is Soma in the room?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, he's sitting at a table. He's not, like, behind, like, he's not, like, in the kitchen with you.
But he's like in vicinity. I could see him.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, not really feeling like making cookies anymore. I'll just throw this away and
Oh, you don't have to
go to
throw it
bed or
away,
something.
But the best
No.
part is eating them.
It's they wouldn't be good. I just pick it up and toss it. I head out.
I'll bring you some cookies. I very sadly start to make the rest of my cookies.
Okay.
They turn out good.
Oh, yeah, they turn out good. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I just didn't know if we were, like, waiting for something or something like that. No, but with your performance check, no, you separated them off. You're able to separate the ingredients, and they turn into due at the beginning, they're not perfect, but they are very good chocolate chip cookies.
I give Soma a little heart-shaped chocolate chip cookie.
Takes it and he just kind of like looks at it. He's like, I don't want to eat it. It's heart shaped.
But it's delicious. It'll make you feel better.
Okay, and then he just starts shoving it in his mouth.
Stay here. I'll be right back. And I take some cookies and I leave them right outside Dahlia's room and I knock on the door. Same with Dira and Hades. Go back to the kitchen.
Oh, thank you.
Enjoy!
Thanks.
Okay.
I'm not at my room, so.
Oh.
First thing I do, of course, is check under my bunk and make sure that the sword is wrapped up where it belongs.
Yeah, it's still there.
I'm going to assume I'm checking it like morning and night, and I'm
Okay.
going to assume it's there unless you tell me otherwise.
Nope, yep, it's always well, yeah, I'll let you know if for some reason it moves, but yeah,
Yep.
it's there now, yeah. Anything anybody wants to do before rest?
Worry.
What?
Where'd you go? You've just disappeared into the ether.
He's in his study.
Okay.
I do have one thing, because it's sad o'clock. I go down to my little cave in the corner under the deck. And I'll commune with the blade.
Okay.
I don't have anything in particular to look for. I just wanted to.
Are you pulling yourself into the blade, or what do you as far as in your blade of order?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be anything specific, but I'm gonna start vision
Okay.
surfing, I guess.
Okay, gotcha.
Like E.
Okay. Other than that, anything anybody else wants to do before night's rest? Okay. As everybody goes to sleep, you all have whether you consider it a restful or unrestful sleep. But in a unique dream that you all share, you immediately wake up in this dream, unable to see each other, assumingly that you're by yourself, to a burning heat. Not harming you, but even for the tieflings here, it is burning. Until eventually the flames open up, and you're in a big, huge, dried magma floor surrounded by fire, as all four of you, including, I'm going to say Ren is there, are all together in this dream. You all know that you are at least in a vision or a dream. There's nothing about this that makes you believe that this is actually truly happening in real life, but you all see each other. Until eventually the floor itself starts to turn flat and granite. The fires and embers themselves start to form into a landscape. Until a couple of you find this familiar. A god is coming to commune with you, as they are starting to create the landscape of what you're standing on. Does anybody want to do anything before the god, whoever they might be, shows himself?
Person infernal.
I thought I was done with this shit.
Just make sure, stick close to everybody. Everybody's, yeah. Keep everybody within 10 feet of me. Stay
I'm
close.
secretly a little excited because of the first dream I've had.
Let's see. Let's see.
It's like, oh boy, it's my turn.
Finally!
Just want to find, where is it?
Yep, find that ominous music. I know it's coming.
Oh shit. All right, we're just gonna do this. Might have turned down a little bit. While you're all there, the ground itself starts to turn into kind of like the base of a castle. No walls, but it has the stone floor, looks like half-made walls, but you're kind of like an exposed castle. Like it's been far overgrown, still out, you still have no roofs or outside. And the first thing you see, Dahlia, is wherever you are, the sky is blanketed with fire.
You see me get like suddenly very nervous.
You start seeing things. At first, maybe they're people that are supposed to talk to you, but then you start to notice that these are things that have already come to pass. Things that can no longer be changed as they've already happened. You see a team not too dissimilar from yourself. Taking a journey very similar to yourself, but more of a beeline path. Start to end. It goes very fast, like a 2,000 times fast forward through a show. Until you eventually, unknowing who they are, you start seeing who they become. You start seeing Serafina becoming Lasna. You start seeing the queen of the merfolk. You start to see Gladlin before he became a god. You see all these people. You see V. You see a wizard named Norn. You start to see things that transpire in a certain path. And almost showing that they are kind of like a central point to a overwhelming story. That each one of them have a dark destiny to them. Out of the fire of the sky comes down a Lasna to you. As it looks like she is the one who created the flames that burned over the whole sky. Around her, you see the dragon Gladlin flying down. As he stays in his dragon form and doesn't say anything, as he lands about 20 feet in front of you, she comes down, puts her hand on his side, starts walking to you as she extinguishes the wings that are embers. That's not what I wanted, sorry.
I go from being nervous to pissed off.
As she starts
Oh my
walking.
shit.
Okay. She starts walking and she starts kind of going over something almost like she has rehearsed this several times. You, all of you, are finally at the point of Destiny's Crossroads. All of you are the fork in the road. The decision that changes everything that is to come. There are several important destinies that exist in our timeline, each one playing itself a significant role. Yours is the structure that leads on. What you do from here up into the next 30 days will change the future forever. Every footstep you make, every word you speak, every person that you save, every person that you kill, can ultimately create or destroy as she starts to show different possibilities, unknowing how far in the future this is for you. One is a sky blanketed in fire. Beneath it is a bloody battle that looks like it has a total of 20 people fighting off against Allmother. Another one, same scenario. The fire is not blanketing the sky, and there's only 10 people. The third scenario, only 3 stand against Allmother. You cannot see the 3, but all 3 of them are angelic. Large wings, each of them 4 wings apiece. One in blue hues of fire, one in hues of cold, and one in hues of nature. Destiny's Crossroads. No matter what happens, these 3 are the possible outcomes. No matter what, she'll be confronted. No matter what, she will fall. But all of you are the deciding factor in the next 30 days of who all falls before she does. Every decision you make from now until then is vital.
And what are you two doing?
Observing. And that's all we can do.
Why? She can do all of this.
She should not be doing all of it.
So what's stopping you?
Laws.
Fuck laws. Who writes the laws?
She immediately runs at you and grabs you by the neck and immediately lifts you up. Laws are what keeps us from not killing any person, any mortal, from doing what we don't want. There are laws, there are rules in place to make sure gods and mortals do not cross into a being that makes it too hazardous per each other. That is her problem here, is she just drops you to the ground.
I think you made your point.
And where were those laws with Gajurakosh? Where were you?
I gave an availability for myself to be present, and it was not used.
So we have to sit here and do your bidding for you? Make these choices for you, and then we have to ask for you for help? You want us to fight your war for you?
You do not have a choice. It is in front of you whether you want it or not. The fact, if you choose to not do it, creates one of these outcomes.
Sorry. Who enforces these laws that you speak of? Because they're doing a shit job.
If you have complaints, speak to our own God. If you have complaints, you have the tools to confront him. As she directly points to Dahlia, and she points to Dira.
Why only these 3 outcomes? Why aren't there more? There's got to be more. There's thousands of different choices. There's thousands of different options we can do. Why only 3?
These are the 3 options of how she falls. Reality outside of that is unknown. We have no idea with these 3 scenarios if the world burns, if the world lives. We cannot see that. We can only see the destruction that she is causing as she is causing it. Her place, what she's doing, is literally breaking down everything that's been created by the gods before us and their gods before them. She is literally trying to rip down everything and start new with herself as the epicenter.
And you choose to observe.
I can do no more than observe. I can help, but for only limited. As like she says that, she almost kind of like has like a damn it, stop it. She just immediately just like lifts her head back up. That is all I can do.
So she breaks the laws. You still can't act against her. Why is that? Why is that the law?
I didn't create them. I don't know the answer. I just have to follow them.
How do we find these others then? This possible outcome of 20 people. At least you can tell us that.
3.
I cannot tell you any more than what you have seen.
And who decides that?
Can you
You're
see?
the god of fucking fate. I point at Gladwin.
Gladden just kind of does. He's not even seeing anything. He just like looks like down. He doesn't see anything. That she just bars your sight to him as she looks. Don't blame him to this. He didn't create the rules either. He is only here to enforce them.
So you can see what the paths are. You can't tell us because of the rule.
I cannot
Or
see
can you
them
not
either.
see?
I cannot see them.
All right.
Gladden cannot see them. I can only show
the
you outcomes. I cannot show you how you get there. I cannot show you why those are the outcomes. I can't even show you who those people are in them. I cannot see it, therefore I cannot show you.
You're saying that I can see more of the future than the fucking god of fate can?
That trinket you have allows you to break the rules.
I don't need this trinket to see more apparently than he can, or you can. I'm a fucking mortal. You need our help. We don't need your help.
But it's our world she needs it for.
Any more of these trinkets can break the rules.
Every single one of them can. By holding a blade of Bahamut, it is literally breaking every law that's been created by gods before. It allows the wielder to break it.
We can find a different outcome.
But ain't that a law itself?
That is only his law, because he does not want to be brought down from his high tower. That's literally what holding all of them does, is allow him to strip him of his kingly duties, his godly rights.
Let's play this game instead. Point us in the direction of the blades.
Hades, odds or evens?
Oh, evens.
Nice. All right. I got 6. I can tell you where 1 is. It's closest to you.
Swear to God, if she pointed it, tell you.
Oh no! It's no. She knows she's not gonna be an asshole. No. She points at the mountain.
Where the third base was at?
Correct. It was supposed to be a surprise, but whatever.
Don't fuck with the sorcerer.
We're not surprised to find them anywhere. So,
Yeah.
So he'll literally just like, I'm gonna turn to the group and just be like, our plan was already set to go destroy these nests. We're going to go there. We're going to do this. We're going to go to the mountain, and hopefully we can find that other blade. Am I incorrect as to my assumption, everyone? And I kind of look at everybody, kind of see what they say.
No, we go.
No, we're headed there anyway.
No, that's what I'm saying. We're going. Sorry, he was saying like we're going to go kill these nests.
That's what I'm saying. No, your assumption is not incorrect.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Same.
I'm still glaring daggers at Alasna, and I'm just like,
So you're here to tell us our choices are very important. Make all the difference. We kind of already knew that. We make our choices as carefully as we can. We make our choices as best we can. All this theatrics, that don't change that. We know there's consequences. Riddle me this. You talk about bringing him down. Is that a thing that should happen? Is that a thing you want to see happen?
Give me an insight check on her as you say that.
All right. 8.
She doesn't respond, but she does the same kind of like headache, trying to fight herself. You assume that she is undecided, but you can't figure out why.
That, I imagine you know I got the Ultima thing, the person inside it, the Ultimaeus. He says he's his brother. He's real angry. He sure thinks he should die. Where's that leave the world?
By his decree, anybody who strips the power of Bahamut allows to use his power once. Whether that means resetting everything, resetting the gods, or just leaving things the way they are without him. They are allowed to access his power once. But by all intents and purposes, it is a one-shot ritual. As the blades are entered in and the power is forged in to Ultima, the souls of the blades finally die and they are set free, making the blades hollow and useless. Not even a wish spell can bring Bahamut from his throne. This literally brings him from his throne and allows the wielder to gain one ability to do something, whether it is cursed in the lands or free of them.
Well, whatever else is going on, I gotta admit that's clearer than I've gotten on that from anybody else. For that I appreciate.
She just looks at you with a sense of sadness. I do apologize. I mean not to give you all strife. I mean not to give you all heartache or headache. I can only give you as much information as I know, and I can only give you as much information as I physically can. If I could tell you more, I could. I physically cannot say the words, even if I knew them.
If you know our course of action and what we plan to do, we are going nowhere for 30 days, based on what we've been told. You know exactly what we're going to do. We are holding to it. You can't show us the outcome of that.
I can show you up to 1 year. She literally just shows nothing.
didn't show us anything. What does that mean? Do we die? Does none of this happen?
You said it's going to happen no matter what.
But if 1 year from now there's nothing.
I don't understand.
Well, if you are done wasting our time, perhaps we can go.
Very well. She just immediately just starts reigniting the embers.
When she's doing that, I'm like, that's it? That's all you have?
She's made that pretty clear, Dahlia.
There's no apologies for the real things that have happened? There's no explanations? There's no any sort of compassion for the shit that we've just been through?
What would you have me do? What would you have me say?
What do you think is right?
You misunderstand this relationship, girl. I am a god. I do not apologize and I do not give out sorrows.
You want me to do your dirty work for you? Then maybe you should.
She just walks up to you and she just grabs your hand as she just tries to reignite the power to summon the phoenix. You still have this power. I can take it away if I see fit.
You take away my fiancé and you want me to grovel? I've ripped my hand out of hers. I'm not doing that anymore.
She looks at all of you. So, is this how you all feel? That the god Alasna does not serve in your better interests?
I'm gonna stand by Dahlia and put a hand on her shoulder. I'm not gonna say anything.
I think what you don't understand, because you are not mortal, you are not one that lives on the lens and does what we must do and entertains the gods' whims and wills, that we have wills of our own. And yes, you sit up here in your fiery thrones, looking down upon us, observing what you do. But it's what you don't do that affects us. It's what you say and are not saying that affects us. We deal with strife, we deal with heartache every goddamn day. And when we turn to you, or some of us, and I kind of look at our various God believers here, they put a faith in you, a belief in what you can do, what you represent. And you have to understand that when we don't see, feel, or they have that faith supported, it tends to waver. We'll do what we have to do. We know our course of action. If it lines up with what you hope for, then I guess all the better. We appreciate what little help you were able to give us. But if we don't do what you want or end up the course of action that you deem worthy, that's not our fault. We're doing the best that we can with little guidance.
And what say you, Dira? Where do you stand?
Same as ever. Somebody's got to speak for the little folks. You don't know if you're not interested or not able. Either way, you're going to have a fit of temper every time we disagree. That ain't worth much respect, is it? Respect is earned, even by gods. And that's your choice.
Destiny, oh shit.
Right.
She looks at all of you. Very well. Decisions have been made. I apparently have not been giving you the appreciation that you believe you have deserved. She just raises up her hand as she starts to absorbing whatever embers that she gave any of you before. Next time you need help from Alazna, hope it's not life-threatening. As she just immediately just moves her hand and she just immediately just blankets you all out of her realm.
Can I say one last thing before I get pooped?
Sure.
You're no better than Cacopio.
As you all eventually wake up, you can hit your long rest button if you require to do so. As you wake up all in the morning, know exactly what has just transpired. You remember every instance of it. And can tell that whatever blessings Alazna has ever given you before are now gone. If you were given any enchanted item, if you were given any kind of power, anything, it is now gone in hollow. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Yay!
Oh, God. You know, that's our forte.
That's the
Fair.
third god.
Dear, we're very respectful.
I mean, technically, we weren't going to be able to summon the Phoenix anyway because it took all four of us.
Just true, yeah. Well, I mean, you could still summon it, but it required all four to bring everyone back to life. There was like it had different versions depending on. It was like weaker with less people kind of thing, but yeah. Okay.
Woo!
With the dramatic ending, we'll end it there. So thank you everybody for watching. We have Echoes on Thursday, so don't miss out on that. Other than that, we've been doing some Deba Daily streams, so if you want to check those out, we randomly do those whenever. If we do not post in earliest, then just keep those notification bells on. Don't forget to follow, subscribe on all the socials, and we will see you next time. Good night.
Bye!
Bye.